Hi, I'm Steve Alexander and welcome to this video. If you're like me, then you like stories, and stories are one of those things that as a child I was always brought up with. I was always fascinated by them. I always loved the sense of the imagination and thinking about the characters and the storyline, and I was always swept away by the adventures of what happened in the story. And it was a place that I could escape to, it's a place that I could feel safe in. And it was just an amazing time as a child just to listen to the stories, just to have somebody read the stories to you, and to spend those times just reading to myself. And when I grew up, one of my favorites was the kind of Enid Blyton series of The Faraway Tree and Secret Seven, The Famous Five. And it was all about adventure, and it was all about magical lands. And I love that sense of the dreams and adventure. I loved that. And so I guess my love for stories kind of really just grew from that. And you might be thinking, why is this fella on here talking about stories? Well, the reason I'm on here today is to share this story, and it's the story of The Top. It's the story of #believe hoodie. Now, for those who know me, they might be thinking, Steve, here's another crazy idea of yours to get another money-making idea, is to get a hoodie. But actually, it is far, far from the truth, because the reality is I'm not making any money from these hoodies. But the plan behind it was to sell them at such a price and a quantity that I would make money, and not for me, because I wanted to get together with a group of friends and support what we called like the living well idea. So in some countries they depend on building wells, and so we wanted to build 10 wells in 10 villages. And it's all in one of my many blogs. If you don't know me, I do write blogs, and I think it was on my fedupwithbeingpoor.com site, I think. So what I wanted to do was to find a way of raising money, doing something that I liked and I believed in. And so for those, again, who know me, they know I love hoodies. I absolutely love hoodies. And so for me, I wanted to explore the idea of hoodies, because it's something that I love, it's something that I'm comfortable with. And so then the idea was, well, what do I put on this hoodie? And so for me, it was like, what's the one word that I am passionate about, that I love? And it's this word, believe. And because believe for me is that sense of believing in oneself, believing in your dream, believing in an idea, believing that you can do it, believe that the impossible is possible, believe that if you put your mind to it, you can do it. And so for me, it's not necessarily a religious thing. It's not about necessarily have faith, although, you know, I am a person of faith and that does help. It's about that sense of belief and holding on to that belief. When you've got nothing else left, hold on to that belief as your stone of salvation. You know, your stone that you kind of hold on to, your anchor. You know, when you've got nothing else and you just want to give up, that sense of hold on to that belief. And of course the hashtag is just to kind of keep it bang on trend, because everyone's like hashtag sorry not sorry, hashtag this, hashtag that. You know, our world at the moment is just full of hashtags, isn't it? And so I wanted that sense of kind of, you know, just trying to keep it real, hashtag believe. But of course, if you go into hashtag believe, I'm not too sure, I think that sends you to a song or something. But this is my song, this is my story, this is why I wanted to do this. So I wanted to raise money for charity. I wanted to spread the message of just believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, believe in your hopes. So for me, it was more about the message as well. And also where I have them done is also important to me, because I could have done them on the internet, but I chose a local guy where I live. And the reason I chose him was because a few years ago his store got burned down in a massive fire, and he lost all his stock. He lost a few customers because he had to change locations, and so there was that time of trying to find another location. Now you could say, Steve, well, he had insurance, so he was covered. But if ever you've suffered loss, if ever you've suffered that sense of having to start all over, then you will appreciate it's not just about the money. It's that sense of loss. It's that sense of trying to find that home again. It's that sense of kind of building up yourself again and trying to build, your customer base and building yourself up. And so, in a sense, I guess my story kind of connected with his story in that sense of, I know what loss feels like, and I know what starting over feels like. And so that sense of being able to invest in this guy, where I get them from, and also, so I invest in him, I invest in his story, and I get to invest in other people. So, I've been able to, obviously I've sold some of these, but I've also given some away as a thank you gift. But also the intention is to raise money so I can help other communities. And so when people buy my tops, they're not just buying a piece of clothing. They're not just buying some random hoodie with some random words on. They are paying into a story. They are investing in somebody else. They are investing in something greater than them. But also the great thing is about this word is that this belief is personal to whoever owns it. And so the people who have bought them, who have, wearing them, that sense of belief for them is different to maybe what it is for me. And so again, there's that momentum of that story and legacy being lived through that person. And it all stemmed from this one idea of me just wanting to change the world a little bit, by having that sense of belief and seeing if I could kind of give back. And I love this idea of legacy. And I ask myself, what is the legacy that I want to give? And so for me, it's that sense of, I just want people to believe again, to believe in themselves. And I also want to kind of give to charity in something that I believe in, which is something like kind of water aid, for example, or giving a community life and water. Water is such a precious commodity that we take for granted in this country. And so if I could do something for them, then that's amazing. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. And I guess now you know the story behind the hoodie and the man and the sense of belief. So next time if you see somebody pop up with, yes, I've got this t-shirt, I've got this top, then you kind of know where the story has come from and what it's about. So there you go. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care. Bye.